What's up guys, Lou in here at GarageBand and Beyond, back with another Guitar Tuesday. Yes, Guitar Tuesday! I love Guitar Tuesday. And today we're going to actually be reviewing a guitar. What a great idea for Guitar Tuesday. So, we're going to be looking at this guitar right here. This is the Journey Instruments RT410, a guitar I've been waiting to make a review for a very long time, and I'm finally going to do it today. With this particular guitar review, I'm going to do something a little bit different, and I'm going to put it up against a bunch of other guitars that my regular viewers out there, you guys are very familiar with these, and a guitar that you haven't heard a lot on my channel, but one of the ones that I love the most, and especially if we're talking about sort of a travel-sized guitar, we got to put it up against a Baby Taylor. So let's start with the one that you guys know the best. Okay, so this is my good old-fashioned John Lennon EJ160E from Epiphone Guitars. This is a guitar on my channel a lot. Totally normal acoustic sounding acoustic guitar, you know. Right, totally normal, inexpensive-ish guitar. But you know, unless you're playing like a super high-end Martin or Taylor or something, this represents a lot of guitars. So that's what this guitar sounds like, okay? I love that guitar, great guitar. The other one here, of course, the good old-fashioned Baby Taylor. This is mine. I've had it for years, traveled around the world with it. Koa back and sides, spruce top. Sounds like this. Needs strings. Great little guitar, totally normal sounding, you know, travel guitar. This is a very normal guitar for traveling. Okay, now let's put that the right way. Okay, so now let's listen to the Journey. Finally, let's get to it. Check this out. I mean, pretty impressive, right? Super nice sounding guitar. As far as travel guitars go, I haven't heard one that sounds this nice, especially in the price range. As always, I don't quote prices because I don't know exactly what it will be in your part of the world, or when you will watch this video, the prices may have changed. So just check out the website. It's there's a link below for journeyinstruments.com, and you can find them for sale all sorts of different places. So let's talk about it a little bit. This is a solid Sitka spruce top, has laminated sapelli back and sides, nice little maple binding, little, you know, accoutrement all over the place. Really nice little logo on the headstock and at the 12th fret. Those are just nice touches. The neck has a dual action truss rod, which I do like. That's cool. So you can get, you know, it to go this way or that way. Super cool. But one of the biggest things that makes this guitar unique is what is called the Mainzer Wedge. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And if you look at it here, you can see how much more narrow it is on this side than this side. So that does a few different things. It helps you get over the guitar. So this would be a great guitar for, you know, women. I'm always, you know, talking to ladies out there because nobody does, I don't think, when they're trying to sell guitars. This is an easy guitar to get over because it is narrower at the top. So that's cool. The other thing it does is help rotate the top of the guitar up so you can see it. Like if you're a student or a beginner of some sort, or just somebody that likes to look at their hands a lot when they're playing, this is a good guitar for that because of that angle. The other thing it does is help it project and increase the overall volume of the instrument. So as far as travel guitars go, if you guys have one and if you are experienced with a travel guitar, yeah, you know that they don't have a ton of volume. This doesn't have that problem. I won't say that it's as loud as like a full-size Dreadnought or whatever, but you won't be as drowned out as you would have been with a normal travel guitar. Because of the fact that it's smaller, it has sort of like a concert-sized bout down here, and then just a little bit smaller here. So it's, you know, just a unique size and shape and stuff. But the point is that it's not as mid-rangey as your typical dreadnought guitar, right? So dreadnoughts have a lot more mids in them, and so they do tend to sort of push through if you're playing against, you know, if you're playing next to someone with a dreadnought and you don't have one, you hear all these things. So it's not as loud, but it is a loud travel guitar. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about is the fact that it's 1 3/4 at the nut here. So that's a great spacing for doing both finger picking and strumming stuff. So if you're, you know, just a performer, whoever you are, if you like to do both, this particular size is becoming a lot more popular, especially if you're, you know, looking at like Taylors and stuff. A lot more guitars are having this particular nut width. It's 1 3/4 here, and I believe it's up to 2 3/4 here. So it expands by 1 inch, totally normal. Feels just like a normal guitar when you're strumming it. That's one of the cool things about this instrument. Now, let's just play a little bit. I will say, right out of the box, as far as a guitar that I never got to play before I got it here in my studio, you know, I was genuinely surprised. When I pulled it out, I was like, oh, okay, cool, little travel guitar. I tuned it up and I started playing it. And I probably, you know, that reaction you probably just had when you first heard it compared to the other guitars was, you know, a fraction of what I felt like in the room playing this instrument for the first time. I was genuinely surprised, and that is 100% true. It has a lot more low end than you would expect. I will definitely attest to that. The low end on this guitar is really great. I hope you can really hear it. I am recording this with 2 of my favorite mics. These are the Lewitt CT140s or something. I might be saying that wrong. These are the Lewitt pencil condenser mics that I love so much, and they're just going into my Focusrite Sapphire Pro 24 DSP. Mouthful. Nothing fancy. Recording it on GarageBand, no compression, no EQ, as always. I'm the channel that originated that. Don't forget it. Okay, so now I want to put it up against another guitar that is one of my favorite guitars that I play all the time, and it's an all-solid instrument. Okay, so I'm going to sort of be, you know, notching it up a little bit, but again, I wanted to put this up against other guitars that you guys know the sounds of, that I personally love and recommend, and this is one of them, the Recording King, the ROS 627. This is sort of a J45 copy. All solid instrument, solid mahogany back and sides, solid spruce top. Right, I love this guitar, super loud, great to play. With big bands and bluegrass bands and whatnot, punches through. But let's put it up against this guy. Okay, so that, I did that on purpose because I wanted you to hear, because that particular Recording King is a little, it's mid-rangey. Has a lot of mids that help it push through whatever you're using it against. Whereas this doesn't have a ton of mids, but what it does have is super nice low end, and really the high end is just nice. It's a supple, sort of soft high end. And I definitely expect this guitar to sound better, like anything, like all guitars, with age, as this thing dries out. I know I'm saying it a lot, but the low end is really impressive. Really, really impressive on this guitar. So, you know, guys at Journey Instruments, thumbs up, dudes. Really, really great work on the tone. So of course this is, not of course, but this is an X-braced guitar. It's forward mounted, so, and they're highly scalloped is one of the things they say on the website. So, you know, whatever, clearly the workmanship has been put into it and the design work is great. You know, I mean, it sounds perfect. For a travel guitar, I haven't heard a better one than this. One other thing is that it does come with a pickup. It's a triple piezo. It's a proprietary passive pickup from the people at Journey. I'm not going to do a demo because all I can do is sort of give you a direct sound, but I will vouch for that this is actually a pretty nice sounding pickup. I typically hate these pickups, and I usually have to spend a bunch of money to get a good one. This is a really, really good sounding one. I've taken this out to a few open mic nights now and just plugged it straight into the board, and everybody was like, what kind of pickup is in that? I mean, all of my friends asked about this guitar, and all of my friends who have played this guitar have had the same reaction. Like, they've all played it and done the same thing that I did, which was like, whoa, who makes this guitar? You know, like immediately like, wow, this thing is really good. So, you know, if you care what my friends think, but they're all professional musicians who play a lot of music. So as always, I do make pros and cons reviews, so I did have to go around and sort of like, I'm looking for issues, right? If you're like a nitpicky guy who is like me, you know, like a total acoustic guitar snob, that's me. There are two things that I have found that are totally small, nitpicky things. They do not, you know, the quality of the instrument overall is good, okay? The things that I found that I'm just not a big fan of are the tuners themselves. I just find that there's a little bit of slop, a little bit of play in the gear as you're going, you know, one direction, or as you change into the other direction. You will feel just whatever. It might be like 1/2 of a millimeter, but there's a little bit of play in there. So, you know, on a shorter scale, it's, you know, you have to be more precise with the tuning, and it can make it a little tricky if you are not good at tuning your guitar by ear, right? Let's put it that way. It's a pretty minor thing, but it was just something that I felt, and is immediately when I felt it, I was like, the tuner has some play in it. It's a small detail. The other thing that I found, again, totally minor, but just worth mentioning, is across the bridge here, it's a rosewood bridge, and I just sort of noticed, I don't know how well you can see in this camera, but the buttons, like the pins, aren't even when they go in, which to me sort of indicates that this bridge was maybe cut out of wood that wasn't seasoned as much as it could have been. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of that, so I don't know a lot about why a bridge would do this or not. You know, you pull the pins out, they're all the same size. You look inside the holes, visually they all look the same size. But when you do come here, I have noticed that there's sort of like some are higher than others. It has nothing to do with the tone of the guitar. The overall construction of the guitar is still very good. But if, like me, I'm looking for stuff that I don't like, right? In this particular venue where I'm supposed to be making honest reviews for you guys. I would still buy the guitar. These things don't bother me that much. Like, it's so minor that who cares, you know? Otherwise, you know, pretty guitar, pretty normal guitar. Before I get too long-winded on this, I have to show you the case that it comes with, because the case is absolutely incredible. It's hands down the best gig bag I have ever seen in my life, and I've seen a lot of gig bags, okay? So let me just show you that real quick. Now, obviously, this is going to be a difficult thing to like fully translate through the screen here, but this, not only is it the most comfortable bag that I've ever worn in my life, because of the fact that these straps are lower on the bag, it keeps this part of the guitar above your butt, right? So it's not constantly banging on your butt, and it's a short scale, so it's not sticking way up over your head. So that's just a nice little touch. The other things, just tons of pockets. You can put a mic stand on this. The pockets are huge. They make a really cool ukulele that actually is designed to match with the bag here. So if you go out with this guitar and their ukulele, the ukulele actually is designed to fit in here, and it clips in and all this stuff. The zippers have these, this is a totally minor thing, but the zippers have these little, I don't know what you call them, finger catchers or whatnot. So when you're just trying to get to a zipper, it's really easy to find the zippers. I know that's a little stupid thing to even comment on, but when I first encountered them, like I was trying to just open it or close it or something, and I found that thing and I was like, oh my gosh, that is so much better than like fishing around. You know, if you're one of these people and you're fishing around for the little thing down here, you might know what I'm talking about. Little thing. The point is that a lot of thought and effort has gone into this case, and it is a total 10 out of 10 for me as far as cases go. I don't know if they do, but I would love to be able to buy one of these for like all of my guitars. Definitely a great case. Now, at the very end, I will tell you this, that when I first got this guitar, I did hit it with my touring van. And it was in this case, and specifically what happened was I like had it resting up against the van. We were out on the road. It was resting up against the van like this, and I had to move the van just a few feet. I didn't have to go very far. So I basically just put it in reverse. I was going to let it roll to where I needed it to be and then put it in park. The van started backing up and it stopped, and I was like, huh, and I gave it just a little touch of gas, and it still didn't move, and I was like, something is stopping the van. What is, oh, the guitar is behind the van. So I went back there, and it was, you know, the guitar was in the case, and it was here, and the wheel of my van was basically here on the case, so it had like pressed the back wheels of my full-size Chevy van pressed up against the top of the case. The guitar came out totally fine. There's like no issues at all with it. So I didn't run over it, but I definitely came very close, and I definitely put a ton of weight and pressure on the guitar while it was in the case, and it didn't, like, nothing happened. So best case I've ever seen, okay? And I've never, ever reviewed a case on my channel. So that should tell you how good it is. It is absolutely a selling point, and I would never say that. I wouldn't say that lightly, but that case is so good, it's ridiculous. When you combine it with like the cool little guitar that it comes with, it's just a great package. I think, you know, if you're a touring musician, if you're a guitar teacher, this would be a stupendously good guitar. If you're a beginner, if you're an advanced player, if you're somebody who likes to go camping, somebody who likes to go traveling, it's a short scale guitar. So it's, you know, it's small, it's compact, it fits in the overhead, all that stuff. That case, you'll never have to worry about that case traveling with it, you know. I mean, I wouldn't check that bag or anything, but in an overhead, you're totally fine. Not much else to say, you guys. I've said a lot. I love this guitar. I think it's a very unique sounding guitar. I think it's really nice under your hands. The wedge thing is cool. The pickup is great. It's well built, all, you know, things considered. And again, in this price range, I genuinely doubt you're going to find something that sounds this cool. You know what I mean? You could spend a little bit more money and get a guitar that sounds kind of like this, but the wedge does something unique to the guitar, and unless you've played one, you might not know what I'm talking about, but this wedge design is very, very interesting for the player. The way that the sound comes back to you, very different. All right. I think that's about it, you guys. So this is the Journey RT410. RT stands for road trip. And guys at Journey Instruments, thumbs up from me here at GarageBand and beyond. We genuinely have loved playing this guitar. Everybody who's touched it has been impressed. It's just a super fun guitar. If you guys are looking for one, definitely check them out. They make carbon fiber guitars. They make guitars with folding necks and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's just a cool guitar company, and they're doing cool things. So check out their website, journeyinstruments.com. And please, always hit that subscribe button. Don't always hit it. Just if you have not yet, hit that subscribe button. Watch all these other videos, please, that I've made here on GarageBand and beyond. I've been doing this for a long time. I've reviewed lots of guitars and microphones. I do tutorials, all kinds of things on my channel here. So I'd love it if you checked it out. And otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later, all right? Peace.